Hey guys, um, I am new to making YouTube videos, but this is an important video. For all my believers in God out there, whoever watches this video and believes me, comment and like. How many of you guys know and believe that Jesus is coming back very soon? He is. And how many of you guys feel like you can't preach the gospel because of your past mistakes, or because you're afraid of what someone may think of you? How many of you guys let Satan get into your head and remind you constantly of the demons that you have to prevent you from actually fulfilling your purpose? Because I know for a fact that I do that, and I am like that. I have 3 mental health disorders. I have anxiety, I have depression, and I have dissociative identity disorder. And because of those 3, it makes me feel like these mistakes and these demons that I have are altering me from preaching the gospel. It feels like I can't say anything without it sounding wrong, or without it feeling like I'm saying something incorrect. And I'm a very, very paranoid person in general, especially when it comes to the Bible. I do not want to say something wrong. I do not want to lie to people about God, because He's very important. And God has been putting it on my conscience for years now to start preaching the gospel because He's coming. But what my mistake was in this process was the fact that I thought I had time. Because Satan told me, you have time, He's not coming back yet. But we can't think like that, because we don't know when He's going to come back. What if you didn't start preaching the gospel and He comes back and He's like, I put you on this earth for a purpose that you didn't complete? What are you gonna say then? It's a hard thing to sit and feel like you can't talk because of things that have happened. I am a sinner. We are all sinners. And anyone who denies that they're a sinner, anyone who denies that is lying, is wrong. And I am not afraid of persecution. I'm not afraid of being criticized for the gospel. I'm not afraid of that. I am afraid of saying the wrong thing to people and thinking it's true. That's what I'm afraid of. Because I have I overthink constantly. It doesn't matter what I do, I overthink. I have demons. My sin is grave. I've sinned so many times in the past, and sometimes I feel guilty because of that. But I realize I cannot let my sin and let my past define what I'm going to be in the future, who I'm going to be. Because God has blessed each and every one of us with a purpose. Some are called, few are chosen. What if you are chosen? So I wanted to call all my Christians, all my believers together. We need to unite. All of us around the world, around the globe, need to unite. And we need to spread the gospel and save souls that need saving. Because people are out there questioning their own faith. People are out there wondering, and what are we doing? We're not doing anything. It's okay to go out and have a fun time, but we must start preaching the gospel, because he's coming. There are so many people out there saying that he's coming, and he is. There are dreams, visions, signs. He is coming soon. And we don't want to be judged. We don't want to be at the judgment seat, and God is sitting there with all of his disciples and with everyone in heaven. We, the new generation of Christians, we do not want to be judged because we didn't do anything. We do not want to be judged by God in front of the people have lost their lives for him, and sit there and say that we were afraid. We cannot do that. We have to unite, all of us around the world, believers. We need to come together, and we need to go out into the world and preach the gospel in various places, because he's coming, and we need to at least say that we tried to save these souls, the lost ones. And we too, as Christians, as believers, we need to know, we need to recognize. We cannot let our past mistakes define us. We can't let what has happened to us in the past change our future. We all have sins, and we need to grow together. There are temptations in this world. My weaknesses. Sexual sin, of course. And for some reason, I am in love with crime, true crime. And I have violent thoughts, and I'm saying this to the world. I don't care if people call me false because of that. I don't care. I don't care if people call me false because of it. Sorry about that, guys. Anyway, I'm telling people my weaknesses and my sins and what I have to work on. Because I feel like where most people get lost is most Christians out there that are spreading the gospel are, I don't want to say they're putting in a spirit of fear, because that's probably not true, but I feel like a lot of us who have sins, who have weaknesses, feel like we can't preach the gospel because we're not perfect yet. But God doesn't want us to be perfect to start preaching the gospel. He wants us to preach the gospel in our flaws, so that we can help bring people to us, because we know what it feels like to have flaws. We know what it feels like. We are not perfect. But we can't let our flaws and our weaknesses and our mistakes halter us and prevent us from preaching the gospel, from spreading the faith. Because that's not what God wants. He doesn't want us to sit and say, we'll become perfect and then we'll go out. Because when we're perfect, there's no need for him anymore. When we are completely perfect in this earth, then what need would there be for improvement? What need would there be if we're already perfect? When God comes and he calls us home, we will be made perfect. And we will be with him for all of eternity, which is to me is the greatest thing that I want is to be with him in heaven. Imagine sitting with Jesus at the table, having fun, with no more pain and no more sadness in the world, because he's here. So we have to save those souls that are lost. We need to unite and come together and help each of us grow, because we all have flaws. I have violent thoughts. My weakness is sexual sin. And my other weakness is crime, darkness, blood, and gore. All that, dark thoughts, everything, negative mind, everything. Those are my flaws. And my mental disorders really, really, really makes it hard for me to feel truly peaceful. It makes it hard, and it feels like I'm altering my relationship with God because of these. But recently he's been saying that I don't have to be afraid. I can go out, I can preach the gospel. And I can let people know my weaknesses. No matter if they call me false or not, I will let people know, okay? I like holding knives, okay? I like knives. I like crime, okay? Sexual sin, boys are my weaknesses. I like blood and gore. I like to study serial killers. And I have violent thoughts, okay? I have violent thoughts. And I'm going to say this all, not to say that it's okay to sin, but to say that I am not going to let Satan come into my head and tell me that I cannot preach the gospel because of this. And I'm not going to let Satan get into my mind anymore and tell me that I have time, I just improve on myself, and then I go out. I need to go out now. And yes, I do need to improve on myself before I actually get into the deep stuff, because there's a lot that I have to learn about the Bible before I actually can go on stage and start speaking. You know? This is taking a lot of courage to make the video, because as I'm saying this, I still feel like I'm saying something wrong. But I want to share this to all those believers out there who are afraid of their flaws. Let's come together. Let's unite. And let's preach the gospel to the nations. And let's save those people who need saving. And let the world witness God as who He is, because people have put a negative light on Him. And that's not what He wants. So I want all of us to come together. If you see this video, comment, come together. Let's unite. Alright? That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.